Headlock, der Pro Wrestling Podcast.
How are you doing? You've been traveling all over the world, it seems like. When I'm following your Twitter, you're like here, there, everywhere.
Yes, yeah. Before I came to wXw, I was wrestling in Japan for 3 months for Stardom, and then I came here for a month, so I pretty much haven't been home for about 4 months. I was looking it up today, and since June, and right now it's almost October, I've been home for 20 days since June, so it's been a lot of traveling, a lot of wrestling, but it's been awesome. I feel like I've improved a ton since January for sure, and it really helped bring my career to the next level. So I've been busy. I've been all around the world, but it's been awesome.
And crazy as well. You just talked about Japan, isn't it? You're from Canada.
Yes.
Canadian in Japan sounds like a culture shock in a way.
Well, I had been to Japan before for 10 days, and those 10 days were the culture shock for sure.
All right.
This time I kind of knew what I was getting into, and I also took Japanese lessons for 3 months before I went. Yeah. So I was able to kind of communicate and get from point A to point B, and also my roommates were awesome. So, yeah, like Tony Storm was there, Chelsea Diamond, Shanna. We had a lot of good times, and those girls definitely made it easier to live there. So,
so not only McDonald's for you this time, because I heard it like in a different interview where you're just like, no, the only thing I can read was a McDonald's sign, so I went to McDonald's every time.
Yeah, no, I was on a strict meal plan, so I pretty much made all of my food. Even when we went traveling to shows and stuff, except for Sundays, then I would just eat whatever. Oh, right. I barely ate McDonald's, though, this time. Because, like I said, there was the other foreign girls. Chris Wolf, she was my tag partner, and she can speak fluent Japanese, so she would tell me she would tell me where to go and what to eat and what to do. And I had a lot of steak there. So I went to Ribera Steakhouse, which was really cool. I got the jacket. So that was awesome.
Every wrestler needs this jacket, right?
Yes, yeah. So that too. Yeah, I think I went there 3 times. So I had a lot of steak on my cheat days. So yeah,
could be worse.
Yeah.
And you also during this day, I think, you've also made your NXT debut on TV.
Yes, I did. Between Japan and Germany, I was home for maybe 2 weeks, and then I flew to Florida and had an NXT match against Ember Moon, which was really cool. And like after the match, I was so overwhelmed that I like went to the washroom and I started crying just because it was like so surreal. And like in Japan, I did miss a lot of things. Like I missed a funeral that was really important to me, and I missed just like a lot of birthdays and things like that. So when I went to NXT and I had that match, it sort of made it kind of made it feel like it was worth it. Mm-hmm. Obviously, like I was talking to my grandpa whose funeral it was, and he was saying like how proud he was of me and stuff like that. So after the match, like I just knew everything was kind of worth it. So yeah.
So at least it pays off. This whole work and this whole traveling and But of course, all these things you've missed. This is really part of the wrestler lifestyle. Was there ever a point where you'd say, "Oh, come on, just screw this. I'm going to do something else"?
No, not really. No, like I do have a regular job and a regular life, and I find once I go back to my regular job after about a week, I'm like, okay, I can't, like, I need to start traveling, I need to go somewhere, I need to wrestle. All right. Like, I get really antsy, so I have tried, like, the 9-to-5 kind of job, and it's not for me. I don't know, I just can't, I don't know. I have a short attention span, so wrestling is good that way because it's a new experience. You go different places, you meet new people, so it's perfect.
Okay. All right. But traveling also always involves, like, I know that from personal experience, can also bring problems, flights delayed, baggage gone, or whatever.
Baggage gone. I've lost, well, not me, the airline has lost 3 of my bags this year. I've had 3 bags lost this year, so...
Completely lost, never found again?
No. 2 of them were found, 1 was lost completely. I was coming back from Mexico, from wrestling in Mexico, And the airline told me that my bag would be at my final destination, where it was actually at the layover. So it just was in Chicago while I was in Toronto, and I just never got it back. And it was right before Christmas, so everything I lost in that bag I ended up getting for Christmas gifts. So, it was good and bad at the same time, just because I already had all this stuff, and then Christmas comes along and I'm getting everything I already had in this bag. So, yeah. And there was another time in Chicago, one of my flights, it was delayed for 17 hours. So.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah. They had a little yoga room in the Chicago airport, so I did a yoga for like a couple hours. Other than that, I just kind of paced up and down. Like, there's not much you can do.
Yeah, that's true. But 17 hours is a long time.
Yeah. As well. Oh, I was cranky. I was very cranky.
But I saw that you have on one flight been upgraded to business class. So
yes,
that's a good thing.
Yes, that was on this trip coming from Spain to Germany. Yeah. We got upgraded, me and Jules Malone, right to first class. We were right at the front of the plane. It was awesome. It was like the best sleep ever. Yeah. Yeah, it was really good.
Maybe tell us a bit more about your stays in Japan. We always heard that training in Japan is really tough. Mm-hmm. How is it for you? I mean,
for me, actually, I didn't find it as difficult as I thought it was going to be. I ended up doing a course with Truth Martini in Detroit, and it was 3 days a week, and it usually lasted like 5 to 8 hours a day, and it was for 7 weeks. And so that really prepared me for going to Japan, because once I got to Japan, I thought it was going to be training like 4 days a week and then shows the rest of the day. We ended up training maybe 2 or 3 times a week, and it was for usually 3 hours. So compared to Truth Martini's training, it was sort of a breeze.
Okay.
Yeah. I think if I had gone there without Truth Martini's training, then I would have been kind of overwhelmed. But I think, his training definitely prepared me for it, and just more mentally for the training. Like, it's difficult, and the rings there are really stiff.
Yeah.
But besides that, it wasn't as difficult as I was anticipating.
Okay. What about the events and the wrestling itself? How, if you would compare wrestling in the US with wrestling in Japan, what are the differences and maybe the similarities?
Well, a big difference is definitely the crowd. They are quieter than in North America. However, since my first time in Japan in 2012, they have gotten louder. I've noticed that they are getting louder, the audience, which I don't think that gets mentioned very often. But I do notice, the audience is starting to get a little bit louder.
Is it maybe because of the more Western influence?
I think so. But I would say that they definitely take the sport more seriously. I was the bad guy there, and they thought I was like a bad human being. Whereas over here, people generally know it's a show and know it's a character. Whereas when I was there, no one would come up to talk to me afterwards.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were. I don't know if it's just the fact I was a foreigner. Or if it was because I was a foreigner and a bad guy, but compared to the good guys, all my roommates were the good guys, and they would have lineups, it felt like it was down the road, and then meanwhile I was there and there was nobody, and I'm just
yeah, well,
okay, I swear I'm not that much of an ass, but so that was definitely a big thing, was and I wasn't allowed to take pictures with any of my roommates because they were the good guys, I was the bad guys. And then there's times when I wouldn't be involved in certain press conferences or photo shoots or things like that, because it was only for the baby faces and not for the heels. So
it's really strictly separated.
Yeah, it's very, very strict. And sometimes just because all my roommates were the baby faces and I was one of the only heels there, sometimes it was difficult because I felt left out, and I was like, they would take pictures. There was one time, the young girls came to train with us, and they took a huge, massive picture, but I had to be the one taking the photo because I was the only heel there, and I'm like, come on! I was just training for 3 hours with these girls too. It would have been nice, but I understand that's the culture, so that was probably the biggest shock, was just was like how differently the heels and the baby faces get treated compared to North America. Whereas if you come here, like, people know. Yeah,
especially after the show, everyone's like all together again.
yeah, exactly.
But it's strange. Do you think that's good for wrestling and for keeping up the illusion, or is it a bad
thing? For me, it was a bad thing.
Yeah,
I didn't sell as much merchandise as I would have liked to, but no. I think in Japan it's a good thing. I don't think it would work here. No. So I don't know. I like how it is in North America because I like to talk to the fans and I like to joke around and I don't like to always be serious. So I prefer the way North America is compared, like in that aspect anyways. So.
Okay. You then had your NXT match.
Yes.
And have you also been at the Performance Center there? And
yeah, I was there. I had a tryout in 2014.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I had the 3-day tryout and it went really well. Obviously I didn't get signed from it, so it didn't go as well as I would have liked, but
at least you got your name around.
Yeah. Like I always say, I would rather get signed when I'm ready. Like I'd rather be signed when I'm ready and have a nice long career there instead of getting signed when I'm not ready and then get let go, a year later or something like that. So, it was because a couple of the girls did get signed from that tryout, it was kind of difficult, but at the same time, I was happy for them because one was Noof, who's now Leah there. So, and she was one of my good friends. So it was nice to see some of the girls get signed. And now there's a tryout going on now, like today, and there's a couple of good indie girls there. So hopefully things go well for them. Like I try to be more supportive than, there's no point getting jealous because one girl brings something completely different to what I bring to the table. So I think it's important to be supportive instead of...
Yeah, plus WWE is signing like hell at the moment.
Yeah.
We're currently, by the way, taping this interview during the wXw World Tag League, just so that our audience knows best when it's happening. Just tell me a little bit more about the NXT experience for you. How was it? You said you broke down right after the match.
Yeah, I ran to the washroom because I was like, I don't want anyone to see me right now.
But how was it before the match? And how was it?
It was great. It was really good. It was nice because I got to see Sarah Del Rey again, and I had a couple matches with her. So there was one point where Ember Moon gives me a butterfly suplex, and Sarah was like, "Oh, have you ever taken a butterfly suplex before?" And I just look at her and I started like smiling. She's like, "Oh shit, you taken one from me before?" I was like, "Yeah." And we just started laughing, and like the girls there were really welcoming too. Like, and I got to stay with Nikki Storm, so I got to see her. She's one of my best friends, so that was awesome to see her. Live her dream and catch up with her. So that was a lot of fun. And my old trainer, Ty Dillinger, he was there, so it was nice to catch up with him as well, because he used to train me in Niagara Falls once in a while. So, and there's a lot of people from the CWC there that I haven't seen for a little while, so I got to catch up with them, and it was just, it was a lot of fun. It was just like a big reunion, just because I do know a lot of the people there, so it was awesome to just, I don't know. It was just a very positive, warming, like atmosphere.
So nothing like do or die. It's now is your chance, or
yeah, no, not really. And I was feeling really confident, coming back from Japan and doing that 7-week training with Truth Martini. Like I feel my wrestling's at the best it's ever been at right now. So I was feeling confident, and me and Ember Moon, we've wrestled in Ring of Honor together before, so we know each other's styles and stuff, so yeah.
Tell us a bit more about the relation with Sarah Del Rey, who's currently one of the head coaches at the Performance Center. Yeah. You have like a history together.
Yeah, we do. I usually just talk to her when we see each other kind of in person, which seems to be quite often now. But like I had 2 matches against her for Chikara, and then before she got signed, she had a DVD coming out, and we did an interview, and I think we really got along during that interview too, and our relationship is sort of built from there. And I've seen her backstage because I've been a Rosebud a billion times, so I've seen her backstage for that, and Yeah, she wasn't at my 3-day tryout, but then, you know, at NXT she was there. So we just, I don't know, we've got a good relationship, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, especially you have like a contact right there. It's always a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I remember during the interview with her, they're like, "Oh, who did you really want to wrestle?" Because I was brand new. It was like maybe my 5th or 6th match, and it was against her. And they're like, "Oh, who did you want to wrestle?" And I was like, "Well, Sarah Del Rey was like on the top of my list of girls that I wanted to wrestle," and I fortunately got to do that. And because that first match with her was the first time I actually heard the crowd in the audience, because I knew if anything went wrong that she's experienced and she knows what to do. Like, that was the first time I had ever felt calm in a ring. So I really, I really owe a lot to her for that, because it's so much different once you can start hearing the crowd and hearing their reactions. Because before that, I'm just going through the motions. I'm just going through the moves. So, yeah, so it was really, our relationship's pretty good, and it's always great to see her. And she gets in better and better shape every time I see her. So.
Headlock, der Pro Wrestling Podcast.